You want to make the leap to serious actor and an Oscar contender? Here's what you got to do. You got to get paid scale. You do whatever it takes because you have a big hole to dig out of because you are an action figure.
The Smashing Machine.
Huge bomb.
How? How can it be a huge bomb? It does not make any sense at all.
Well, I mean, we could get into that. But first, how did you enjoy it? Did you like it? We're not going to spoil it.
No.
I mean, it's hard to spoil. It's based on a true story. But.
Yeah. I enjoyed it very much. I thought he was brilliant. And
him being Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson was fantastic. And Emily Blunt was great. I really enjoyed the MMA fighter who was Coleman in that.
Yeah, Mark Coleman.
Obviously, he doesn't have a lot of acting background, but he did a great job.
Killed it.
And he was a
Absolutely killed it.
huge role.
Yeah.
It was a huge role he was playing. Yeah, how about you?
Yeah, I loved it. There's a Venn diagram of Dwayne Johnson fans like The Rock, the Fast and Furious Rock that we all know and love. And, well, not all of us, but that I love. And, art house guy, that's me. Right. So there, a lot of people are saying it didn't appeal to the art house crowd, which is the 55 plus. Like 6% of the audience was 55 and over, and that's who they're that's what the art house crowd is, right? And then, but the majority of people who went to see this movie were males between the ages of like 20 and 36, right? So these are the rock fans, right?
So they're pissed.
So they're pissed because they're seeing this sort of, basically a film about a semi-dysfunctional relationship and addiction and depression.
Yeah.
And, and a pioneer of a sport that has become $1 billion industry, right?
Oh, and hearing the payouts that they were getting then versus what they're getting.
Oh,
now
yeah.
is
Like,
crazy.
like the big money is $200,000, which is just, the broadcasters in the movie are like, it's a life-changing amount of money, which it still is, but it's like not nearly what fighters make today.
No, especially when they're full-on celebrities now. This guy who, Mark Kerr, was pretty much unknown, so much so that at the end of the movie, they're like, his name is Mark Kerr, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. And he entered the league, or he this was a time when he was a wrestler, and eye gouging was still legal, right? And kicking in the head, like it takes place between 1997 and 2000, which is what we've talked about before on this show, where if you're going to do a biopic, don't do the entire life, just pick a slice of time. So it's over the course of 3 years. And during that time, they started bringing in rules like no more eye gouging, which is a move that Mark Kerr would do, in order to get his opponent to tap out. And so, he became limited in what his repertoire of moves would be. So they changed rules, no kicking in the head when the guy's face is down, that kind of thing, right? So it goes from like no holds barred to a more limited way of fighting. Still a brutal way of fighting.
Well, especially like what they are doing to their body to make so little coin from. Like, oh, well, that's good that you're changing the rules because you could be brutally like just knocked out of your career and just one match. Like, it's crazy.
Totally. And living with constant pain, and that's where the addiction comes in, and a very tumultuous relationship with his girlfriend, all of that. I found it extremely interesting. I was happy to be in that world for, 2.5 hours or whatever it was. And Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is great in it. He completely becomes Mark Kerr. I would think that there would be some awards buzz. I think Safdie did an incredible job directing this thing. And And it feels like a Safdie Brothers movie for sure. I mean, it's shot primarily on 16 millimeter. It's shot on VHS. There is one scene that is shot in IMAX. And if it's the scene I think it is just hilarious to me that they shot that in IMAX. It's the final scene in the movie.
Oh.
Which is crazy when you think about it, when you see the movie, which you probably won't because nobody's seeing this movie.
Well, you should, because it is really good. And
it's great.
And it's not just like, I feel like the bro part of it, the friend relationship is as important as his relationship with Emily Blunt or whatever her name was.
Her name is Emily Blunt.
No, I mean the actual.
Oh, her character's name? Dawn.
Dawn. Because it was really special the way they supported each other and they wanted to try to protect him and help him not have his career affected because of the toxicity within the relationship. It was really nice, and just like how important it is for guys to have a support system and to rely on each other. Like, and I think that's a big part of his story too, Mark Kerr's. Like, he just would not accept other people's help. Like, he had so much pride. That's where he leaned on drugs,
right,
as opposed to asking anyone for help.
Yeah, and also he was in quite a bit of physical pain.
Oh yeah.
Which is sort of the gateway to this stuff. But anyways,
but it's very complex, and I think he should definitely be nominated for Best Actor.
Well, it's a crowded space, I think. But I agree with that. Now, look, and speaking to the love between the two fighters, the Marks, Coleman and Kerr, and everybody else, right? Like, I think that's sort of what drew Safdie into this was just these guys would kick the shit out of each other in the ring, like literally trying to gouge each other's eyes out. But outside of the ring, they were super tight and close, like almost like a family. Like, that part is fascinating to me. But if you're a rock fan and you want to see shit blow up, or you want to see some crazy fighting, which there is in the movie, but it's not like Coogler shooting Creed, right? It almost feels like not stock footage, but like archival footage. It's almost shot like the documentary that it's based on, because there is an HBO doc about Mark Kerr. It came out in 2002. But the fighting scene, you don't feel like you're in the ring with him, but you do feel sort of ringside. But it's shaky, 16 millimeter. There's one shot where he's on one side of the corner. The camera person is on one side of the corner, and then sort of the camera dips down and sort of runs around to the other side. Do you remember that shot? And then it catches the action again. But it does feel like you're in next to the ring, and you're trying to get a better view by running over to the other side of the ring. So that part of it is cool.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Smashing Machine again.
Yeah. I mean, you should, because you got to bail A24 out of this mess, because here's a film that cost $50 million by all reports to make. And I'll be honest. Okay. I mean, let's get into why this didn't work. Number one, it's way too expensive. You shot this thing on 16 millimeter, but then you shoot a scene in IMAX, which costs, that you could have shot on like a red video camera, right? And it wouldn't have made a difference, I think.
Did they show this in IMAX theaters?
I mean, so there's some IMAX, but again, there's one scene in it, and if it's the scene I think it is, because the aspect ratio changes. And it's the last scene in the film. And it's a shocking waste of money when you consider that it costs probably 10 to 20 times more to shoot on IMAX.
It says key scenes. Oh, it says final scene.
Yeah, nobody knows exactly which scene. I tried to figure out what was shot on IMAX because you're like, the thing, it starts off, it seems to be shot on VHS. Like the quality is not good, which is fine. It works for the film.
Right.
And then the rest of the film is pretty grainy, pretty fly on the wall, sort of doc style. But it's very effective. Like there are scenes, like argument scenes with Don and Mark where you just feel like you're in the room and it's awkward and, you know, it's very effective and it goes on longer than you think it's going to go. And you just sort of have to sit with feeling uncomfortable, which is a Safdie sort of trademark, right? Like they're very good at that, the Safdie brothers. But so IMAX scene, get out of here. You don't need it.
Right.
I'm telling you, you don't need it, Benny. Here's another thing to my friend The Rock, who I really do enjoy as a performer. If you want to make a play for an Oscar, like you are an action figure. And I mean that with love and respect. Like you have built this career on being a pro wrestler and then you made the jump very successfully to become an action hero. Some hits, some misses, but when you appear on screen, people are delighted and they will throw money at the theaters to see you in action, which is a great career to have. You want to make the leap to serious actor and an Oscar contender? Here's what you got to do. You got to get paid scale. You have to take a hit on your salary because it's reported that he's made $4 million. I don't know if that's true. But a $4 million price tag on this sort of weird art movie, basically, that you want to make a run at an Oscar is just, it's too much money.
Right.
It's too much pressure to make money back, which forces A24 to release this thing wide. So it came out on 3,000 screens because it had to. And by the way, it's The Rock, right? So it's kind of a bet that you're willing to take because this guy is, pardon the pun, money when it comes to bringing people to the theater. But your core fans aren't interested because it looks arty and weird. And the arty and weird people aren't interested in seeing it because it's The Rock, right? So take the pressure off the studio by taking a hit. And I mean, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference. But this idea of shooting a scene in IMAX because it's got to be shot. And when you realize, if I'm correct at what the scene is, it's fucking ridiculous that they shot this scene in IMAX.
I look forward to finding out. I'm just
Well,
oblivious.
you saw the movie. Do you remember what the last scene was?
I mean, I guess.
Exactly.
I feel
And if
like
that
it's
was shot
wrong.
on IMAX, which I'm pretty sure it was, it's absolutely ridiculous. So there's that. You got to take a pay cut. And then you'll get your Oscar, Dwayne. You'll get it. And then you take the pressure off the A24 because they don't have to make as much money back.
Yeah.
This is a prestige play. This is it's going to cost $5 to $10 million for you to for them to do an Oscar campaign for you, right? That's on top of the bath they've already taken, which is probably $50 to $70 million. You know. So I was listening to The Town with Matt Bellany, and and I've heard different reports. I'm plugged into Hollywood, guys.
Oh, yeah.
But there are rumors that The Rock can be an absolute nightmare to work with.
Oh.
And Matt Bellany is speculating that maybe Dwayne demanded this, okay, give me my $4 million or whatever. Again, I don't know what he got paid, but he was in scale, right? Put us in Venice, right? I want the prestige. That costs money too, right? It costs money to enter Venice. It costs money for all the publicity, all the shit around it. You got to pay those people to stand there for 15 minutes and applaud. I'm just kidding. People actually did. That did get a 15-minute standing ovation. But that costs money. You want an Oscar? You fucking take scale. You do whatever it takes. because you have a big hole to dig out of because you are an action figure. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry to put it so bluntly.
He's also an animated star.
That's right. You're right.
Beautiful, beautiful voice.
The guy is talented. I think that he deserves an Oscar for this role. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really loved him in this.
But don't be so spoiled, is what you're saying?
I mean, look, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, yes, you are, if you want to be in a prestige drama, which, let's also spell it out the way it is, right? It's not that far from you, Rock, right? Like it's about a wrestler, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's another thing. Vin Diesel must be pissed because I don't think that Fast and Furious, the next one, is going to get made.
Oh.
And this is not helping with that because the rumor is that the studio is saying, we got to cut $50 million out of this budget, out of the Fast and Furious budget, which, by the way, the last one, Fast X, it is
Must
Fast
be.
X, ended on a cliffhanger.
Oh, no. They have to make another one. Oh, Fast X Part 2?
That's the one that's supposed to come out. Also, The Rock gained all this weight to play Mark Kerr for his Oscar
30
ploy.
pounds.
30 pounds.
Yeah.
And now he's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He's not in Hobbs shape, right?
Right.
And Vin Diesel is not in Dominic Toretto shape, like, I'm just talking physically. Like, The Rock is 53 years old. Like, it's going to, Hugh Jackman is also an older guy who can put on the pounds and become the action hero again. He seems to.
Oh
have
my
no
God,
age.
Vin Diesel is 58 years old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These guys are definitely taking the testosterone if they're this gigantic. This is crazy.
Well, I'm not making that kind of accusation. I think that it does not bode well for the Fast and Furious franchise, which is his bread and butter, let's be honest. I mean, the most exciting thing that happened in that movie is, spoiler alert, The Rock shows up in the end, in the post-credit scene.
Oh, and Fast X.
In Fast X. So people are pumped to see this movie. It will make money, but if the studio is asking for them to cut $50 million out of this, and Dwayne Johnson just had the biggest bomb of his career.
Look, it's only the first weekend. Relax.
It's done. It's over. It's over. I'm sorry to say. And I was worried about this being a solo Safdie movie the way that I was worried about Ethan Cohen doing
Honey Don't.
doing Honey Don't and his lesbian trilogy, which does not have the same magic of a Coen Brothers movie. And I was worried that the Safdie brothers would have the same sort of magic dissipate.
But Honey Don't is more niche than MMA.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But it's also bad.
Well, yeah,
this movie was good. My point is
that
my concerns about the Safdie brothers being good on their own, unfounded, because I think Benny killed it.
Yeah.
Also, Benny did an awesome job with The Curse with Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone. I really enjoyed that series. That was a big swing. Did it do well? I actually don't know. All this to say that I think that The Rock should have taken scale. I think that Benny shouldn't have shot a scene on IMAX, and who knows what else money was wasted. Because if I'm watching this movie, I'm going, how is this a $50 million movie?
Well, maybe when you're that big in Hollywood, all of a sudden money just seems like just not a real thing to
for
think
sure.
about. So it's just like, sure, I'll shoot an IMAX. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm doing so fucking well. They're willing to give me the money. It's going to be great. There's no like reality check when you're that big in the industry.
Totally. And the truth is that I know why he wanted to shoot an IMAX. I'm not going to say because I don't want to spoil it. Not that it's a spoiler, but it is the last scene in the movie.
I'm really just like, how is it possible if this is what I'm thinking about?
Yeah, exactly. But I get why he did it. But it's like, okay, It's Benny Safdie. He knows what he's doing. We're making a movie with The Rock. And by the way, Emily Blunt, she should be an Oscar contention as well, because, she should at least be at the table, the MVP table, as we call it.
So good.
She's fucking great in this
Benny
movie.
Safdie's only 39 as well.
Yep.
He's Kugler, 39. Like, these guys are amazing.
He's great. But, and they tried to market it. They were taking out ads during Sunday football and stuff like that, NFL, to appeal to, the younger, meathead dudes who love The Rock. But they're never going to see this movie. And
I think they should. Like,
of course, yeah.
So touching.
This is the most disheartening thing about this is because people assume that the audience is stupid, and this kind of lends credence to that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like. I agree with you. I think that the rock fans, traditional rock fans, should go see this movie, and I think a majority of them will enjoy this film if they just go in with the headspace of, okay, well, shit's not going to blow up, and I'm not necessarily. This isn't Warrior, okay? This isn't Creed. It's a story about the
humanity.
It's a story about family, about friendship. It's about addiction. It's about depression. And it's about a very tumultuous relationship. But it's like the men you should be looking more and doing more in-depth movies like this about men's feelings and their need for companionship and like having a tribe to relate to that supports them. And you can bitch about the terrible things that are happening in a relationship with your friends because they support you and they want the best for you. Like, it's not just women in their fucking hen house, Like, men should have the same kind of support system. Right. I agree with what you're saying, but I think I'm not going to put as much credence on this movie being sort of like that important for them to see. But yes, yes.
And
sure.
How much men relate to each other through physicality too. It's important, and it's not stupid. It's important.
Okay. Yes. I agree with you. With you. I'm just saying that that people not going to see this movie sort of lends this, credence to this idea that the rock fans are never going to go for this. And at the same time, it's the art house people who are like, I'm not interested. It's about wrestling, or it's about
Where
UFC.
did you hear that those moviegoers are like, no, thank you. The Rock's in it.
The Variety magazine.
Oh,
that kind of thing. A BBC article that I read about this is how they're making the measure. They're doing it by age, basically. So the 55 plus crowd, only 6% went to see it. 70% of the people that went to see this movie were men, right? So they were probably drawn in because it was The Rock, right?
Or the topic.
Sure, yeah. But it's not a traditional rock movie. It's very, very, even though it's about a wrestler, it's very far away from what he would normally do, which is fucking Jumanji and, Jungle Cruise and Fast Five, right?
Jumanji was a great movie.
It was great. Or Moana, as you say.
Oh my God, so good.
So
anyway,
I guess I'm disappointed because I kind of was hoping, because again, I like The Rock as in Fast Five, and I like the UFC. I'm not like a huge UFC fan per se, but I have definitely purchased a pay-per-view to watch UFC before, and I've been in bars to watch, UFC, and I've gotten into it when I'm into it because, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I also enjoy watching arty type movies. And
you're a complex dude.
I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not. That's the point. That's why I'm disappointed that this movie didn't do
everybody
well.
is complex, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But when you boil it down to demographics like that, it's just like, if hindsight is 20/20 and they're going, well, the art house crowd is never going to see this because it's about the UFC. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't agree with that necessarily, but okay, And this whole thing of like, would Creed be as popular if Creed didn't take place in the Rocky universe? I mean, I'd like to think so, but maybe not. Like, I don't know. Where everything has to be IP, you know, here's just an interesting story about an interesting guy in an interesting setting doing interesting shit.
Do you think it would have been better if, better received if it was just a random guy who played and it would have done better?
That's the final point. Getting The Rock to play Mark Kerr
at his age.
The Rock is 3 years younger than Mark Kerr.
Now,
right. So he's basically playing a guy who is half his age.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
Is that a problem? I mean, I didn't think so, but then when they show shots of Mark Kerr when this took place in 97 to 2000,
looks like a baby.
He's a very young guy.
Yeah.
So that maybe that lends itself to you should have taken scale, because you probably could have, you found an awesome dude in the guy who plays Mark Coleman. I'm sorry, his name is escaping me. He is a fighter. He did not get paid $4 million to do this movie, I doubt, but he killed it. And you could have found somebody younger to play Mark Kerr, and then you would have had a very interesting movie that probably you could have kept under $20 million, which was the original A24 mandate.
Ryan Bader,
yeah. Awesome. Just an awesome performance. And you could have gotten somebody younger, somebody unknown to play Mark Kerr, and you would have had a nice little traditional indie film about a guy that we'd never heard of, and it would have been interesting. I don't mean to take anything away from The Rock's performance. Like, I think he was awesome in it again. But anyway, I feel like we're on a bit of a racetrack here, going around and around. But
how old is Ryan Bader?
Yeah, great question.
42.
42. Okay,
so still he's a lot older than.
And he is playing a dude who is older than Mark Kerr was.
Yeah.
Still is. And was sort of at the end of his career, at the time of where the story takes place. So.
But I'm sure there's no lack of young men who are fit and who are well prepared to play that role, and who are actors.
The Rock was very interested in playing this guy for years. So it was just a matter of, these things take time.
Let's wait till you get the senior discount at the pharmacy before you play it. Holy fuck.
Anyway.
Good makeup.
The makeup is good. Like, it's he embodies this guy.
From what I read, Mark Kerr was like blown away looking him in the face. Like, it was like he saw himself.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, it must be pretty odd to watch a bio of yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway. He seemed like a genuinely sweet human as well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think Brad Pitt's getting a little too old to play me, so.
Oh, well, there's no one else that would do
I know,
you
that's
justice.
what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway,
well.
I guess my biopic will never get made. Thumbs up from me for the Smashing Machine. I think it was a great film, and maybe I'm pouring it on a little more thick because it did so badly.
You want to make up for it?
I want people to see it, but I also want A24 to be successful because they've had a rough year. Other than the
But they put out so many good things.
I know, but
Together was great.
I haven't looked at the box office for Together, which was good. Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
The Materialist did very well. I think it may gross $100 million in total so far, which I haven't seen yet.
Well.
So
more to see. Yes.
More to see. Sorry, you were a thumbs up as well?
Oh, thumbs up.
I feel like I talked over you. Sorry about that.
No, you got to rant, you got to rave, do it.